Yazidis in Iraqi Kurdistan celebrate the Jama festival at Lalesh Temple after a decade-long hiatus due to ISIS atrocities, reinforcing their cultural identity and traditions. KCK co-chairs state that the international conspiracy to isolate Abdullah Öcalan remains ongoing, accusing global powers of backing Turkey's efforts to neutralise him and suppress Kurdish resistance. Global protests and cultural events from Sydney to Berlin amplify calls for Abdullah Öcalan's freedom, demanding an end to his isolation and advocating for a peaceful resolution to the Kurdish question. Nationwide protests erupted in Turkey, with demonstrators demanding urgent action to stop the surge in femicide cases across Turkey. Activists called for justice for recent victims and the restoration of protections under the Istanbul Convention. Stay with us to learn more. Yazidis in Iraqi Kurdistan are celebrating Jama, a major communal festival, from the 6th to the 13th of October, marking its revival after a decade-long hiatus due to atrocities committed by the Islamic State. Thousands have gathered this year to participate in the historically annual event known as the Sheikh Hadi Gathering at the sacred Lalesh Temple, a revered Yazidi shrine. The festivities honour Jama Sheikh Hadi, or Saint Hadi, a significant figure in the Yazidi community. During the 7-day ceremonies, pilgrims tie knots in cloths while making wishes, symbolising their hopes for blessings from Sheikh Hadi or Tawisi Melek, the divine angel represented by a peacock. A long-standing tradition involves the sacrificial offering of a bull, which is then used to prepare semat, a dish shared among participants. This festival embodies the rich cultural and spiritual heritage of the Yazidis and serves as a powerful testament to their resilience and unity. The Yazidi population in Iraqi Kurdistan is approximately 500,000, with an estimated 1 million Yazidis worldwide, maintaining their ancient religion rooted in Kurdish heritage. The international conspiracy to isolate Kurdish leader Abdullah Öcalan continues into its 27th year, according to the co-chairs of the Kurdistan Communities Union, KCK. Behzeh Hozat and Cemil Bahyik accuse global powers, including the US and EU, of supporting Turkey's ongoing efforts to neutralise Öcalan and suppress Kurdish resistance. During an interview, the KCK leaders highlighted that the conspiracy remains an active tool of repression, impacting not only the Kurdish people but also the broader Middle East. They emphasized that Öcalan's imprisonment is linked to a historical pattern of oppression supported by international powers. Bahyik pointed out that Turkey views Öcalan's philosophy, centered on the democratic nation, as a threat to its geopolitical interests, while Hozat noted the resilience of the Kurdish people in resisting these oppressive measures. The KCK co-chairs called for increased international solidarity to challenge Öcalan's isolation and support the Kurdish struggle for freedom. A wave of protests and cultural events has unfolded across Europe and Australia from the 1st to the 10th of October 2024, calling for the release of Kurdish leader. The Freedom for Abdullah Öcalan Political Solution for the Kurdish Question campaign, spanning cities like Sydney, Berlin, Milan and Stockholm, highlights his role in the Kurdish struggle and his potential to secure peace in the Middle East. In Berlin, youth organisations Teko Dijin and TCS hosted a seminar marking the anniversary of the international conspiracy leading to Öcalan's imprisonment. Speakers emphasised that Öcalan's captivity is a direct attack on the Kurdish freedom movement and urged for his release as vital for peace in the Middle East.
Ama önderliğimizin geliştirdiği paradigma, yani düşünce sistemi, gerek Orta Doğu'da var olan sorunların çözümünde, gerek dünyada var olan sorunların çözümünde temel bir rol oynuyor. Sistemin örgütleniş biçimi biliniyor. Devletçi bir sistemdir, liberal bir sistemdir. Açık ki önderliğimizin geliştirdiği paradigma yani düşünce sistemi tabana dayalı. Yani ezilen, yoksul olan, aynı zamanda sömürgecilikten zarar gören tüm toplumlar boyutuyla öyle. Nedir? Onu örgütleme, bilinçlendirme ve sistemin yarattığı tehlikeleri ortadan kaldırma temelinde harekete geçirmektir.
Meanwhile, in Sydney, a peaceful demonstration featured a stall by the Democratic Kurdish Society Centre distributing Öcalan's writings. In Milan, the Rete Cin group organised an exhibition showcasing Öcalan's ideas, particularly his views on women's liberation. A representative from Rete Cin highlighted Öcalan's influence on the Kurdish movement, especially among women, advocating for their liberation as a pathway to wider societal freedom.
La liberazione delle donne sta alla base della liberazione di chiunque sia oppresso. E per questo, come Rete Cin, movimento autonomo di lotta con le donne e per le donne, accogliamo e vi adattiamo gli strumenti che Reggio ci ha offerto, grazie al suo lavoro intellettuale, che non si è mai fermato, nemmeno durante l'isolamento in prigione. Abdullah Öcalan è nato nel 1900.
A seminar titled The History of Kurdistan in the Last 100 Years was held by the Kurdish Institute in Stockholm, Sweden on the 7th of October. In a speech at the seminar, Kurdish author Kamuran Simo Hedili talked about the establishment of the Turkish state and its extermination principles, and the Kurdish uprisings against the Turkish state's anti-Kurdish policies. He ended his speech by saying that the last uprising in this historical process is the PKK, Kurdistan Workers' Party, led by Abdullah Öcalan.
ev devleta Türkiye ev Türkiye o Türk nabine seni mafi vay gulam kel bi walati hay yani haintiya bere kudahati krem خيانتا دربا ويا هندلو بود سروك وبره كدهاتي كريم أرمان جما يكم أبدو مخصم لنا جابك.
These events reflect a global movement that seeks to end Öcalan's isolation and bring attention to his political philosophy. Activists argue that his release is essential for resolving the Kurdish question and securing long-term peace in the region. Protests erupted across Turkey, reflecting deep anger over the rising rates of femicide. Activists gathered in major cities, including Şanlıurfa and Diyarbakır, to honour Iqbal Uzun'a and Ayşegül Halil, who were murdered by Semih Çelik. Demonstrators chanted, "No more violence, no more injustice," as they highlighted the shocking figure of 261 women killed in the first 8 months of 2024. Tülay Hatimoğulları, co-chair of the People's Equality and Democracy (DM) Party, spoke passionately on Tuesday in Parliament. "We can no longer tolerate the murder of even one woman. Immediate measures against male violence must be implemented." Protesters in Şanlıurfa held placards reading, "The Istanbul Convention saves lives. We will not relinquish our rights."
Kadınlar için güvenli bir hale getirmeyen, aksine her politikası ile bu suçları teşvik eden iktidar bu cinayetlerin sorumlusudur.
In Van, hundreds marched to demand justice for missing student Rojin Kabayş. Each murder reflects a systematic assault on women, lamented Funda Demir Bozkurt, co-chair of Eğitim Sen's Van branch. As protests continued, demonstrators pledged to fight against a culture of impunity and keep the memories of victims alive.
Olayların hiçbiri münferit olaylar değil. Hepsi de kadına ve çocuklara karşı örgütlü nefretin ve şiddet politikalarının birer tezahürüdür. Ayşegül, İkbal, Sonay, Bedriye, Narin, Sıla ve katledilen tüm kadınlar ve çocuklar cezasızlıkla faillere ödül veren erkek yargı tarafından, kutsal aile yalanlarıyla kadını her alandan alıkoymak isteyenler tarafından, kadın düşmanı politikaları bir bayrak gibi taşıyan erkek devlet tarafından, sırtı sıvazlanan eril tahakküm tarafından, çocuklar öldürülürken araştırılmasına engel olanlar... Etmiyoruz. Susmuyoruz.